Hello everyone, I am Moderator Jacob and this is your Forex Night weekly market reviews for the week of 6th to 10th of May 2013. Last week was indeed a profitable week. It was a good week, but based on the price action we are getting in the market for this week is going to even be a more better week. Okay, we expect to make much profit for this week because of the clear price action we are getting in the market. All right, because we have so much price to review, we are going to keep this intro very short and quickly zoom into our charts to see what positions we are going to be taking for the whole of this week on the pairs we are going to be reviewing. All right, so guys, let's go into the charts together. Alright, beginning from the euro against the American dollar monthly time frame. The month has come to an end and it is time for us to look into the monthly time frame once again to see what price action we got as of last month of April close. Okay, alright, on the euro against the American dollar, of course we have the compression price action. Price is compressing in the longer time frame, that is the monthly time frame, and we are right now in the middle of the monthly time frame, in the middle of this compression triangle, so to speak. That is the area you will call on the monthly time frame as the no man's land, because price is in the middle of nowhere on the monthly time frame. Okay, but based on the kind of candle patterns we are getting on on this triangle formation, we expect price to keep pushing to the upside. Okay, but not so fast. We will also, at the moment, for this week, we are expecting price to make some bearish move to the downside. At least we expect price to move to at least to the 1.2 8769 level. Let me show you clearly that on the weekly time frame. In fact, you see that on the weekly time frame, the initial direction was to the upside with this level acting as support. Price gave us a trend. Okay, you see that line was broken and now price has returned. Normally we expect price to return to the breakout points or to the tip of that trend line in there, but it seems we are now finding resistance at the breakout point. Okay, so if you on the break of this trend line, direction changed. Okay, so now we're now heading to the downside. If you take a Fibonacci run from the top in here to the down here, you will see where we are bouncing at current price level on the euro USD pair. Price hit the 50% Fibonacci level at that breakout point, and we are now turning again to the downside. Okay, so temporarily on the euro against the American dollar for this week, we are still bearish. We expect price to fall all the way down to hit at least the 1.28789 level. Okay, so once price, let me write it clearly for you to see. I said 1.28789 level. Okay, so we expect price to still come back down, hitting that level. So guys, on the euro against the American dollar, I repeat, we are bearish. Okay, enough of that. Let's take the next pair in here. Is the euro against the Australian dollar. On the weekly time frame, on the monthly time frame, sorry guys, price action here is not too clear, but on what we can see here clearly is that we got the bounce bottom here, another one in here, another one here. If you project a line, you will see that we are in fact bouncing off that line. Okay, so price should be coming back down again on the euro against Australian dollar. Let's see the weekly time frame. I think that is where we have a clearer picture here. On the weekly time frame, you can see that we got a price bouncing here, another bounce in here. We got the break of that bounce. Right now we have pulled back to retest breakout line, which was the rising trend line before. This could be a trend collapse. We can now see how price respected that line. Okay, this line which acted as support here, support in here, got broken and now is acting as what? Resistance. Okay, so this was support, support, and now is acting as resistance. So guys, on the euro against Australian dollar, we are still bearish, and we want to be searching for short opportunities back down, at least to the 1.25568 level. We expect price to make further pushes to the downside to that level, guys. So we'll be searching for short opportunities on this pair. Okay. All right, enough of that. The next pair we want to look into is the CAD pair card, monthly time frame. On this pair, remember, for quite some time now I have been calling that we have not hit this line properly at this particular level. Okay, so I was scared, looking for short opportunity, but price action also at this particular 3 candles, in fact the last 2 candles before the candle for May, these 2 candles here suggest that we should be pushing to the upside. Also we got a level of support in here, support also in here, so we are bouncing off that level of support and price should be making pushes to the upside. So on the CAD pair, we are bullish. We are looking for more upside on this pair. We want to see price pushing to hit that trend line in there before we can see another fall again. Okay, let's see what price action we have on the weekly time frame on the CAD pair. On the weekly time frame, in fact, for the last the other week, we got price bouncing off this level of support with a nice pin bar. We did not quite consider this pin bar because several levels of resistance. This level in here was resistance. Okay, but price has successfully pushed above, and now the only level of resistance probably coming from the daily time frame is a 0.929 61 level. Okay, this level in here, once price push above that level, well, we will be seeing the next level of resistance in here. Okay, so on the CAD guys, we are bullish for this week and we will be searching for long opportunities. We will see more clear analysis on this pair on the daily market reviews. So guys, but for now on the weekly time frame, we are bouncing off this level of support and the momentum right now is to the upside. Okay, all right, let's keep that in mind. The next pair we want to look into now is the sterling pounds against the Australian dollar monthly time frame. On the sterling pounds against the Australian dollar, the pattern we are getting in here is that we have resistance in here, support, we got resistance, we got support, another resistance, okay, support, and now what directional buyers do you expect in this sort of a price behavior? The next move should be to where? The upside. Okay, ordinarily you should know from here that we should be bullish on the sterling pounds against the Australian dollar. Okay, all right, now let's look into the weekly time frame to know what direction we want to concentrate for this week. On the GBP AUD pair, which is the sterling pounds against Australian dollar, we got a falling trend line. Okay, price seems to be respecting this line as resistance, and this line has not yet been hit. So guys, we are still bullish on this pair and we want to be searching for long opportunities back up to that point. Okay, we are absolutely bullish on the sterling pounds against Australian dollar and we will be looking for only long opportunities on this pair for this week. Okay, all right, that is that. More clearer analysis will come on the daily, more precise analysis will come on the daily market reviews. Okay, now next pair is the sterling pounds against the American dollar monthly time frame. Remember, in our previous analysis we told you that price seems to have faked out, okay, after having that bounce, okay, after having this this breakout of these levels of heavy support. We got the breakout. Immediately after that breakout, we got what? A fake. All right, this was a fake candle, and since then price seems to be pushing back up, okay, in heavy momentum. So the sterling pounds against the American dollar on the monthly time frame, price is still very much bullish, and for this week we are still absolutely bullish. In fact, the monthly time frame directional bias suggests heavy pushes to the upside, and we want to continue searching for long entries. Okay, let's look into the weekly time frame if we can get anything clear in there. Okay, on the weekly time frame, we have seen how price faked, okay, all of this were the fake we saw on the monthly time frame, and price has come back up, gave us the pullback to retest that point again, and from there on we are now still pushing to the upside. Guys, we are very bullish on this pair. In fact, if price makes any retracement back down in here to this level, where it's a nice opportunity again for us to kick back up in heavy momentum. On the sterling pounds against the American dollar, the only advice here is to keep searching for long entries. Okay, for this week we are still very bullish on the GBP USD pair, and we want to be searching only for long opportunities. Okay, all right, let's keep that one side. The next pair we want to look into is the euro against the sterling pounds. In fact, I don't like analyzing this pair because it once it takes me elsewhere before coming to my direction. But for this moment, this is another clear pair that I want to analyze because the directional bias is obviously too clear for my liking. Okay, so this is the euro against the American dollar. We have a resistance in here, resistance in here, support, we got support in here, and right now we are at a level of resistance. So next directional bias should be to the downside. Okay, apart from the indication of the next directional bias on the monthly time frame, what kind of candles are we having on the monthly time frame? Well, these are the last fact 3 candles before the candle of May suggest a heavy bearish movement to the downside. Price should be pushing in heavy momentum to the downside on the euro against the sterling pounds. So on the monthly time frame, the directional bias is to the downside. Let's look at the weekly time frame to see what we have in here. On the weekly time frame, price action remains very clear. See how we went up nicely. Okay, price came back down, giving us a level of what? Support. Went back up again, broke through that level. We have gone back to retest this level of former support, which may now act as resistance, and we are now falling back down in momentum. Okay, upon that fall for last week, price attempted to retest that level of resistance in there. Okay, this former candle in here, and what do we have? We got another kind of pain bar suggesting that we should have another bearish candle to the downside. All right, so on the sterling pounds against on the euro against the sterling pounds, we are very bearish. Okay, absolutely bearish. For long-term traders, what you may want to do on this setup is to simply place your sell stop order 5 pips in there. Your stop loss should be somewhere around in here. This should be your sell stop order. All right, sell stop order. I'm not sure if this line will hold, guys, but from the monthly time frame and also the weekly time frame, price suggests a very heavy bearish movement to the downside. Okay, so we are very bearish on this pair, and we will be searching for short entries. Okay, keep that aside. The next pair is the sterling pounds against the Swiss franc, which is the GBP pair. This is just the direct opposite of the euro against the sterling pounds. On the monthly time frame, for the month of April, we got price upon this pullback down. What do we have? We got a doji. All right, you can see that. Let me zoom in clearly for you to see that doji in there. we got a doji of this very particular level that has been acting as support. It acted as support in here, and we are just around it there. So we have a doji. Price should be pushing up again in momentum on this pair on the monthly time frame. So by virtue of this doji alone, we should be searching for long opportunities on the sterling pounds against the Swiss franc. All right, let's look into the weekly time frame to see what we have in there. On the weekly time frame, just like the euro against the sterling pounds, you see this is a level of resistance. In fact, this is exactly a Hector's mentor is in Hector's mentoring course. This was a level of resistance. We got a breakout of that level of resistance. This is a congestion, okay, in form of a pin bar. And what else do we expect? We expect a massive candle in this equal momentum to the upside again, all right, on the sterling pounds against the Swiss franc. So what you want to do is to place your buy stop order few pips above that pin bar. Your stop loss should be 5 pips below that pin bar. This should be your stop loss. This should be your order. That's for long-term traders. And wait for this candle to kick you into that trade. You want to allow that trade to run for 2 whole weeks. Okay. So guys, on the GBP pair, we are still very bullish, and we will be searching for long entries only. All right, that is that. Let's look into the next pair, which is the AUD pair. The AUD pair monthly time frame. In fact, if you look at price action on the monthly time frame, price went up nicely, bounced back here, came back down, bounced. Sorry about, I think I missed it. Went up, bounced back here, went up again, bounced back here, and now it seems price is now pushing again further. Okay, so the price behavior on the monthly time frame suggests that we should be moving back up again. Okay, so on the AUD pair, guys, we are bullish, and we will be searching for long entries on the monthly time frame. So we have this bounce is looking more harmonic. These two in here, if you connect this line around in here, those bounces are looking very harmonic. Okay, so we want to be pushing again to the upside. In fact, let's look at it from the weekly time frame to see what we have on the weekly time frame. In fact, last week as market close, what do we have? We got price closing as a pin bar. Okay, it's a rejection bar from the downside. There was a fight between the bulls and the bears, and the bulls seems to win that fight by pushing this candle back up. So that for this week, we want to see price continue to push again to the upside. So guys, on the AUD pair, we are bullish, and we want to be searching for long entries for this week. Okay. All right, enough of that. The last pair on this review is the euro against the Canadian dollar. This week on the this pair on the monthly time frame suggests a heavy bearish movement to the downside. Okay, see how we have on this level of former support, which acted as resistance in here, and now resistance. Let me zoom in for you to see clearly. Okay, we got a previous level that acted as support in here, resistance in here, and now price is facing resistance in there. What do we have? We got something that looks like a spinning top, an evening star around in there, signifying a reversal. Okay, so on the monthly time frame, price has made that first push, we got the pullback, and we should see price again pushing again to the downside. So the directional bias on the monthly time frame remains to the downside, and we want to be searching for short opportunities. Let's look into the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, I think this is more of a trend collapse. We got price bouncing off this level, and this one in here, this one in here. If you project a line, okay, you will see that we are bouncing off that line. All right, so we should still keep pushing to the downside, at least to the 1.3050. Is it 5? Okay, yes, that is 8. 30805 level. Once price reaches this level, then we will decide whether we will see a continuation or a reversal move. Okay, so on the euro against the Canadian dollar, guys, we are still very bearish, and we want to be searching for short entries on this pair. Okay, all right, guys, these are the various directions on the on these pairs that I have analyzed, and for the week you are now cleared on what position we will be standing for these pairs, and we want to stick with those positions except if something happens on the daily time frame, which of course we will bring to your notice on our daily market reviews. Okay, if you have any questions, you have any problems, you are not cleared about any of this analysis, simply post your questions in the forum, and I will be there, or Hector himself will be there to try to clarify or analyze or reanalyze that pair which you have problems. Okay, post your charts in the forum so we can discuss them together. All right, finally, I am your moderator Jacob. I will talk to you on the next weekend. Cheers and bye bye.